Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we take a whole stack of information, really sift through it, and boil it down to something genuinely useful for you.
That's the plan.
Today, we're diving into professional video capture. Specifically, we're looking at one really interesting piece of tech, the Lumens BC-602.
All right. The 1080p HDMI 3G-SDI box camera, quite a mouthful.
It is, and it has that 30x optical zoom. So our mission today isn't just about listing specs. We want to unpack what it can actually do strategically and figure out why this camera seems to be popping up everywhere, from broadcasting to secure live streaming.
And what's really interesting to me is just how much power, how much capability they've crammed into this small box. It's pretty impressive. We're going to look at how it tackles some of the big challenges in video production today. Things like image quality, getting connected, and some of the smarter features that really make a difference.
So breaking down not just the what, but the why. Why these features matter for getting clear, reliable, flexible video.
Exactly. Why it matters for you.
Okay, let's start there then. We're calling it a box camera. Now, I usually think of big shoulder mount cameras for pro work. What does box camera mean here? And what's the immediate appeal of this specific one, the BC-602?
Right. So box camera really just refers to the shape, the form factor. It's small, it's light, designed to be put somewhere and maybe not be noticed too much.
Discreet.
Exactly. But unlike, say, a simple webcam, the BC-602 is professional grade. It's built tough for demanding situations, constant use.
Okay.
Its main job is putting out really clean 1080p video up to 60 frames per second. But the key thing, one of its first big advantages, is how it gets that video out.
Yeah.
You've got options.
Like?
Well, HDMI for your basic monitor or maybe a simpler switcher. Then there's 3G-SDI, which is your standard for professional broadcast gear.
Yeah.
Very robust. And then, of course, streaming over IP over the network.
So super versatile connectivity right off the bat.
Absolutely. Think about needing really high-quality video, but you can't have a big, bulky camera rig. Maybe it's a high-end conference room or a house of worship where looks matter.
Or, yeah, capturing an event without the camera being intrusive.
That's the sweet spot. It's designed not just to be small, but to enable top-tier video where other cameras might be too difficult or, frankly, too obvious to install. It's about blending that performance with flexibility.
Got it. So it blends in but delivers the goods. But if it's meant to be this sort of silent observer, its eyes, the sensor, and the lens, they need to be really good, right? Especially for capturing detail from far away or when the lighting isn't perfect.
Oh, definitely. And this is where it gets really interesting for anyone serious about image quality.
Tell me about the sensor. What's under the hood?
Okay, so it's got a 12.5-inch, 8.57 megapixel CMOS sensor. Now, that size and resolution are key for getting sharp, clear images. But the really impressive part is the low-light performance. It's rated down to 0.1 lux. That's f1.6 aperture, 50 IRE at 30 frames per second.
Okay, 0.1 lux. What does that mean in practical terms?
It's incredibly dark. Think moonlight, maybe even less. And f1.6 is a very wide aperture, lets in a lot of light. And 50 IRE means you're still getting a solid, usable video signal level, even in those conditions.
Wow. So it sees in the dark, basically.
Pretty much. It delivers a clean image where a lot of other cameras would just give you noise.
Right.
And crucially for pros, you get full manual control. Aperture, white balance, exposure, you could tweak everything.
That control is vital. Okay, so low light is covered. What about that zoom? 30x optical sounds significant.
It is. It's a huge advantage. 30 times optical zoom, plus another 12x digital if you need it, although you always want to stick with optical if you can for quality.
Right.
This gives you incredible flexibility. You can frame a tight shot on a speaker for the back of a large room or zoom in on a detail on stage, all without losing that optical clarity. The focal length goes from 5.5 millimeter wide out to 159 millimeter telephoto.
So that covers a huge range. Wide shots, tight shots, all from one spot.
Exactly. The horizontal view is 60 degrees wide, down to just a couple of degrees when fully zoomed. It really changes how you might plan your shots. You might need fewer cameras, or you can place them more discreetly because of that reach.
That makes sense. Less gear, less clutter.
And there's more image processing built in, too. Things like wide dynamic range, WDR.
Oh, for handling bright windows and dark corners in the same shot.
Precisely. It helps balance those high-contrast scenes. And 3D noise reduction cleans up the image further, especially in lower light or higher gain settings. These aren't just checklist features. They actively work to give you a cleaner, more balanced picture, even in tricky lighting.
Okay, so image quality sounds rock solid, even under pressure. But like you said, getting that great image is only part of the equation. How do we get it out? You mentioned HDMI, SDI, IP. Let's dig into that connectivity hub.
Sure. This is vital for integrating into any kind of professional setup. You've got the Ethernet port, obviously for IP streaming and control. You've got HDMI, good for local monitors, maybe simpler setups.
Right.
And then the big one for broadcast folks is the 3G SDI output.
Why is SDI so important in that world?
Well, it's a very robust digital signal. It locks securely, and critically, you can run it over much longer coaxial cables than HDMI, hundreds of feet sometimes. Perfect for connecting to professional video switchers, recorders, routers in larger venues or studios where reliability is absolutely key.
Okay, so it covers all the main bases for video output, different tools for different jobs.
Exactly. And it shows you can plug this camera into pretty much any existing system, whether it's IP-based, a traditional broadcast setup, or something simpler. Multiple pathways for your video.
What about audio? Sometimes these small cameras skimp on audio I/O. Is that the case here? Audio is crucial.
You're totally right. Bad audio kills good video every time. Thankfully, the BC-602 doesn't ignore it. It has an analog audio input. It's a standard 18-inch or 3.5mm jack, and it can take either line level or microphone level signals.
So you can plug in a good external mic or feed from a mixer.
Exactly. Bring in a high-quality sound directly, sync it perfectly with the video right in the camera before it even goes out. And there's an audio output too, same 18-inch jack, for sending the audio somewhere else if needed, like a local PA system or a separate recorder.
What audio formats does it handle for the stream?
It supports AAC, which is pretty standard for high-quality web streaming, and also G711, which you often see in teleconferencing. So again, flexible depending on the application. Your audio stays professional alongside the video.
All right, this next feature really caught my eye. 3 simultaneous streams. That sounds powerful. Almost like having 3 cameras in one in terms of distribution. What does that actually let you do?
Yeah, this is a fantastic capability, really shows off its flexibility. It's not just sending the same stream to 3 places, but triple stream tech means it can output 3 independent IP streams at the same time.
Independent how?
You can actually set different resolutions, different byte rates, even different codecs, HEVC, which is H.265, or the more common H.264 for each of those 3 streams, and then send them to completely different destinations, all from this one camera.
Okay, hold on. Give me an example. How would someone actually use that in the real world?
Sure. Let's take that university lecture scenario again. Stream 1. Maybe you send a super high-quality, high-bitrate HEVC stream at full 1080p just to the internal network displays in the lecture hall itself, and maybe to a high-quality recorder for the archives. Pristine quality.
Okay, stream 1 covered.
Stream 2.
Yeah.
Simultaneously, you could send a slightly lower bitrate, but still high-res, H.264, stream out to YouTube or Facebook Live for the public online audience. H.264 is more widely compatible for that.
Right, reaching everyone. And stream 3.
Stream 3. Maybe that's a much lower resolution, lower bandwidth H.264 stream that goes just to the production team's monitoring setup. Maybe even someone monitoring remotely. They get a reliable picture without clogging up the network.
Wow. Okay. That's genuinely useful. Delivering the right quality to the right place all at once. That saves a lot of extra gear.
It really does. But as you can imagine, sending potentially sensitive streams out, especially over the internet, brings up a big question.
Security. Yeah. How do you make sure those streams are safe, especially if it's, say, a private corporate meeting or something?
Exactly. And the BC-602 addresses this head-on. It supports the common protocols like RTSP, RTMP for streaming platforms, and PEG-TS.
The standard stuff.
Right. But critically, it also supports secure versions, RTMPS and SRT.
Okay, RTMPS I've heard of. That's just RTMP over a secure connection, right? Like HTTPS for websites.
Pretty much, yeah. It encrypts the stream.
Yeah.
But SRT, secure reliable transport, that's the really interesting one for challenging networks.
Why that?
SRT is designed specifically for sending high-quality video with low latency over unpredictable networks like the public internet. It's really good at handling things like packet loss and jitter, especially at lower byte rates.
So it makes the stream more robust even if the connection isn't perfect.
Precisely. It helps ensure your video gets there reliably and securely, minimizing dropouts and glitches. For anyone doing serious live streaming, especially outside of a perfect studio network, having RTMPS and particularly SRT support is a massive advantage. It gives you both security and reliability.
That combination of flexibility with the triple streams and security with SRT, that sounds like a game changer for a lot of streaming applications.
It really is. It tackles some major pain points.
Okay, so we know what it does, how it sees, how it connects, how it streams securely. Let's talk practicalities, getting it set up and controlled. How easy is it to integrate this into an existing setup? Power and control.
They've definitely thought about the installers and integrators here.
Mhm.
For control, you've got the traditional options, RS-232 ports, the serial connections for direct command, reliable old-school method.
Yep.
But you can also control everything over the network via IP. This is great for integration with modern control systems, like Crestron, Extron, or just managing it remotely from a computer.
Flexible control. What about power? Always a consideration.
Two options here. You can use a standard DC power adapter, plugging it into the wall, simple enough.
Okay.
Or, and this is often the preferred method for clean installs, it supports power over Ethernet, PoE.
Ah, the magic single cable. Power and data over the Ethernet connection.
Exactly. If you have a PoE-capable network switch or injector, you just run one network cable to the camera, and that handles both the video data, the control signals, and the power.
That makes installation so much cleaner, especially if power outlets aren't conveniently located near the camera position.
Hugely simplifies things.
Mm.
Less cable mess, more flexibility in where you can mount the camera. You do need to make sure your network switch can provide enough power, especially if you have multiple PoE devices.
Right, power budget considerations.
Yeah, standard stuff for network planning.
Yeah.
But the benefit of PoE, that single cable run, is massive for installation time and aesthetics. It's a big cost and time saver in many scenarios.
Definitely a feature integrators love. Okay, so bringing this all together, we've covered a lot of ground. The box form factor, the great sensor, that powerful zoom, all the connectivity, the triple streaming, security, PoE. What are the headline specs or features someone should really remember about the BC-602?
I think beyond what we've hit hard, it's good to remember the sheer range of video formats. It supports all the common frame rates for 1080p, like 60, 59.94 for broadcast, 50, 30, 25, plus 1080i and 720p modes. So compatibility is wide.
Good point.
And then there are those little professional touches that matter in production, like having a built-in tally light so the talent knows when the camera's live,
Essential for multicam shoots.
image flip if you need to mount the camera upside down, full control over white balance and gain, and it can store up to 256 preset positions, not pan tilt, obviously, but preset zoom levels and focus points, which can be recalled instantly.
Useful for quickly jumping between a wide shot and a speaker close-up, for example?
Exactly, speeds things up. And one last thing, which isn't a spec but speaks volumes.
Mm-hmm.
The warranty. Lumens offers a 5-year warranty on this.
5 years? That's pretty substantial for electronics.
It is. It shows a lot of confidence in the build quality and reliability. It offers real peace of mind if you're investing in these for a long-term setup.
Okay, that's a strong point. So we've really dug deep into the Lumens BC-602 box camera. We've seen the impressive sensor, that 30x zoom reach, the versatile connections, HDMI, SDI, IP, the powerful triple streaming, the crucial secure protocols like SRT. It's definitely more than just a camera.
Absolutely. It feels like a very carefully designed tool. It's aimed squarely at solving common problems in professional video, whether that's needing discretion, flexibility, reliability over networks, or just top-notch image quality in a compact package.
It seems like a versatile workhorse for a lot of different applications.
I think so. Connecting it to the bigger picture, it shows how tech is evolving. We're getting broadcast-level quality and features in smaller, more integrated, more network-savvy devices.
Right.
It's a mix of power, the small size, PoE, secure streaming. It makes complex tasks simpler and really opens up possibilities for where and how you can capture and share high-quality video. It's a compelling package.
All right, as we wrap up, let's leave our listeners with something to think about. Here's a provocative thought for you. We've seen how cameras like the BC-602 pack professional power into small, discrete forms. As these tools become more accessible and versatile, how might this shift influence the very nature of content creation? Could it democratize broadcast quality production, maybe empowering smaller groups, schools, or indie creators to achieve results that used to require huge budgets and crews?
That's interesting, breaking down those traditional barriers.
Yeah, something to mull over as you start noticing more high-quality video coming from maybe unexpected places.